Hey guys, it's Norm from Tested.com. Earlier this year, we worked with Frank Ippolito with Adam to make an amazing Admiral Akbar costume. We met you at Comic-Con, you hung out with us at DragonCon, and we look for every opportunity to work with you in some way.
And eat chicken wings?
And eat chicken wings. We love chicken wings, Frank. And today we are announcing a project that we're going to work on Tested for the next couple months. It is
Dr. Zoidberg.
the Zoidberg project.
Yeah.
Frank, you're a sculptor, makeup artist, you've worked in movies before, and this is something that you've never attempted before, a Zoidberg, a cartoon character.
This is something I've always wanted to build, is a very realistic interpretation of Zoidberg.
And realism is the angle we're going for right now, because Zoidberg, he's a flat-shaded cartoon character. You know, he's huge personality, but in terms of makeup, and looking at the Admiral Akbar makeup, that's like a crustacean type character, so kind of is in the similar category, but a realistic Zoidberg. So what do we have here in terms of reference?
Well, I found a bunch of pictures on the internet, and that kind of got my inspiration started. I'm not sure who any of these guys are, so I'd love to hear from any of them, you know, to hear their input on what they think Zoidberg should be. But these things kind of got me started. And then I talked to my buddy Race, who was the winner of season 2 of Face Off, and he did these two designs for me, which kind of solidified all of our kind of concepts and ideas into one. And this is probably more or less the direction we're going to go.
And then from there, after having some sketches and designs that are on paper, you went to some materials. You wanted to actually get some sculpting done.
A lot of times when you're working with directors or producers, they want a maquette of what your final product is going to be, so they could see a 3D representation of what this design is. So that's what we started doing. It's just a couple of small maquettes.
Right. So you mentioned clay sketching. Does that help you in the design process to get a feel for like the geometry?
Well, it's just like any kind of doodling or whatever. You're starting to figure out your proportions. Like this one has bigger eyes than that one, and these tentacles are a little bit longer than that, and this head is more ovular towards the back.
Having done these little prototype maquettes, what's the kind of direction that you feel like you want to go in for this project?
Well, I think we're not going to go as crazy as some of these. We're going to stay a little bit more to the subtle side. I still want to stay as true as I can to the scale and proportions of the cartoon. So we have to interpret what the best eye size is going to be and scale that up to what is going to be sculpted on here.
And then personality too. Zoidberg has a lot of personality. You want to kind of get that woo 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 into a mask, right?
Yeah, like you have to be able to sculpt a little bit of like emotion into these things, and it's got to feel like it's lifelike. So yeah, there's got to be a lot of personality in the sculpture for sure.
Awesome. Looks like a great start. What are the next couple steps?
Well, I'll get eye forms and figure out placement of the eyes and start pushing clay around on the big thing next.
We can't wait to see how this project progresses. And for people out there who visit Tested, you'll be writing a series of stories on the site, keeping people updated, how you're solving problems, different approaches. You want to maybe do some animatronics, you know, and build out something that's really elaborate.
Well, the hope and the goal is to make these tentacles actually move and make them voice activated, so that as our actor talks and with different volume and different inflection, they'll move more and different. So we're going to try and incorporate, you know, microcontroller boards and servos and all this stuff just to give an extra little layer to the Zoidberg realism.
Wow. Sold, Frank. Sold. All right, so the Zoidberg project lives on Tested. Find videos, subscribe to our videos for more updates, and check Tested.com to see how Zoidberg is progressing. I'm Norm. This is Frank Ippolito. I'm so excited to work with you, Frank. This is going to be amazing.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you next time.